Welcome back to part 2 of our nursery makeover. Part 1 was already pretty fun because we did demo. We added a whole bunch of beadboard detailing to the bottom part of the space to really add some character and just some interest to the room. And then painted the top part above the beadboard in this really pretty color to create the background and the foundation of our galaxy wall, which I'm about to do, which I've never created a galaxy before. But you know, most of my projects I've never done before, so this is no different. And if we mess up, we just have extra paint and we'll just paint over it. So it's not that big of a deal. We're gonna be painting the bottom and perfecting it, you know, sanding it, caulking it. We're also gonna get all of our furniture delivered this week. So the first project to tackle is finishing the DIY galaxy wall, and then we'll work on the bottom. So I have a couple of things that I can use for it. I got these acrylic water-based paint markers from the art store. And I actually went in and just asked them what markers they had that were the most pigmented, have the most coverage, because I've used markers in the past, especially with white, that I've kind of had to go over a couple of times, like to make them super opaque. And that's what I really wanted for this galaxy wall. So they recommended these two, and I tested it on a little paint swatch, not the right color, but just a paint swatch. And I was actually really impressed with how like solid the color, the white color actually came out. I have two different thicknesses of these pens, so a super fine one and then a little bit thicker. Another idea I have that we can also use is to create like a spray, a random spray of white dots to represent the stars. And I can accomplish that with watered down white regular wall paint. That technique is a little scarier for me because I don't have as much control, but I think that that's the whole point, is to be able to not have control because the stars are all super random. We're gonna give this a shot. I'm really excited. My plan is to make it look more like a galaxy and less like literal shapes of stars. So it's really gonna encompass a lot of little dots. There's one particular inspiration picture that I have that I really liked. It was like my favorite. Do you see how it's more like the Milky Way and star specks? This is what I wanna go for. We're gonna be here for a while putting a lot of dots on this wall, but some are bigger, some are just more clustered. It's like almost like I should start on the side wall instead of the most important wall. We'll see how this goes. Ah! Oh, it is super coverage though. This is fun. I'm also going all the way up. I'm doing the ceiling too. I really want it to feel like you're like immersed into the galaxy. So Romeo's making dots on that side. We're doing this together, and our baby will know that we put every dot, every star onto this wall. I know that there's a relationship between obviously like the North Star and the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper. The North Star point is at the end of the Little Dipper, but I guess depending on what time of year or where you are, it could change its position. Thinking about like right above the crib, so like right here, we would do the North Star, and then off of that do the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper. Maybe we should do it the position of when he's due.
Okay.
Like in June, like maybe I'll do the July where the Big Dipper is like off to the side because he's a summer baby. That's so cute. Okay, North Star going in.
Cool. Very cool. I love this.
Bottom of the Big Dipper starts directly kind of across.
My baby, like a little piece of paper, Mama.
To put the finishing touches on our beadboard wainscoting we did in this space, we had to match the baseboards from the rest of the room. So they don't sell these anymore quite the same. So I picked a baseboard that was close enough that we could modify. So first we cut a 1/2 inch off of each baseboard, and then Romeo sanded down the top to make it more rounded so that it matched the other baseboards in the room. And then I added the baseboards all along the beadboard wall, also adding shoe molding, which is an additional piece of trim that goes along the floor to make it look really finished. And to finish out the top, I found this really pretty trim that I just cut to size for each of the little sections between the windows. This trim actually has a lip cut out of it so that it actually sits perfectly right on top, and I can use my nail gun to nail it in place. I also always use wood glue for any trim projects to make sure that it stays on the wall really well. After a full day of caulking every seam and every crack in the beadboard that we put up, we're ready to paint. So I picked this color called Smoke Tan, and this paint is also a 0 VOC paint, so it's safe for me and the baby to use in the space. I thought it was a really pretty complementing color to the top color that we did, which was Midnight in New York. And I thought at first that I was gonna have to use my paintbrush to go into every bead on the beadboard, but I actually didn't. The roller actually worked out really well, and I just had to do some touch-ups with the paintbrush. Okay guys, it's the next day after painting all the beadboard and perfecting it, putting the trim on. Ignore one of these windows in the back because it needed a little bit more tender loving care. They had some old hinges that were on it that I thought I patched them well, but it could be better. So I put another layer of joint compound just to make sure that it really covered those old holes. We are officially 23 weeks today. Oh, I feel like he's about to breath a lot today, but I'm really excited to start getting some of the decor in here. Now that we've got the foundation, we keep adding to the galaxy. It's just so fun. It's just obviously time consuming because we're putting each dot by hand. We're gonna be moving in. Oh, we have a rug for this space that I hope goes. This is usually about the time that I'm like, please hope everything goes as well, because when you order things all in pieces and you're designing kind of in your head, it's always a gamble if it's gonna work. But if anything doesn't work, we'll regroup, we'll get something different, we'll try something different until it's perfect. So this rug is actually Laloy rugs from Laloy. This is a collab that they did with Rifle Paper Co. And they had some really pretty designs. It's a new collection. And they sent me this, so big thank you to them for gifting this to us. I did not sample the paint colors with this rug before painting these walls, so that was my bad. That let's hope that this looks good. This style is called the Laurel Navy, and it's about a 5x7, 5x8 kind of thing. I did take a sneak peek, and I think it's gonna work out and be okay. So you're gonna do your rug rubs. Rug rubs?
Oh, the wall color. That looks nice.
You like it? But I am glad that we went with the whole theme of the bottom being Earth. You know, like here, we're here on Earth and we're looking up at the sky and up at the galaxy, because it worked with the rug that I picked because it actually has a little bit of flowers and peacocks on it, which I thought was really cool. They had a couple of different patterns, but some were more floral. And I thought for a little boy, this like was more appropriate, but still going with like my style. But it has peacocks on
This
it.
looks like space-ish, like these are space
Well,
animals.
Well, I didn't want everything to be space oriented. I kind of liked that this was like, this looks like the ground now with
And you're
like
looking up.
flowers and animals and things. I know this is all like a theoretical theme in my head, but it kind of makes, you know, sense in my head. I think the color looks really good. I like the warm tones in it too, because the guest bedrooms are now starting to feel so disjointed because it's just not designed. It's just a white room. We'll get there one day. So I looked at tons of cribs. And I actually went back and forth toying. I was like, I really want something to be vintage and look like a vintage style crib, but have all the modern day safety things, like the green seal and, you know, just like the paint to be like not lead, and like lots of stuff to consider, I guess. Found a new one that looks vintage, that has a vintage style, and it's also in a vintage gold color, and it's a 3-in-1, so it will evolve with our baby as he grows. We got the converter, which turns the crib into a toddler bed. This is a pretty color.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
love
right?
it.
Yeah. See, it looked vintage,
No, it's
but it's like safe for the baby.
no, this is
Like,
perfect.
and it's not like we have to get a new bed as he grows, because we bought that converter.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna bring the warmth back in.
And it makes
because right
it
now
look
it
vintage.
feels, yeah, right now the walls, that's what was my fear last night. I was like, I don't know if it's making it feel too cool, like too, you know, that warmth isn't there. I
It
always
looks-
think that when,
Yeah.
before I put furniture in.
It looks heavy, but it really isn't.
Right.
No, that's the last piece? This is dope.
I got these sheets from Target for the crib mattress. I don't love it. They didn't have a lot of options. I didn't want anything patterned. I just wanted something solid but warmer. And they just had like gray. I don't love it. I'm not even gonna open it. We're just gonna put the mattress in like that. Oh. They're all like. So this is the glider rocker that I ordered. It's from Pottery Barn. I really liked the stripe because I kind of wanted to play with patterns in here. It was a little bit of a bolder move, I feel like, because I was like, ooh, I am going with other patterns, but I feel like once it all comes together, I think it's going to make it more interesting. But it is very big. But they're all kind of big. You wouldn't want it smaller than this. Excuse me. You want to pretend to be my baby? Huh? You are my baby, but any smaller and you really wouldn't have space. It's a nice rocker. It's very firm. I feel like that was the only thing I was surprised by. Like, it's maybe over time it'll like relax and stuff. The furniture feels larger than life in here now. It's like it went from being like a really big space to now being like, ooh, do we have enough space for the things that we had? Because we had a dresser in our primary bedroom we've had for years that we saved, that we wanted to reuse into here because it was like had a wider surface on top and we had tons of storage and we already had it. But we think if we put it in here, we're not going to be able to open 3 of the drawers. It doesn't make sense. So now in my head, this was always the layout. You know, it was the crib, the chair, and the dresser. So now we're trying to figure out if there's maybe a different configuration. So we're gonna play around. We're gonna try the crib on one side, although I didn't want to do that because I didn't want the crib under a window. I don't know. I thought about like any kind of draft or anything that would come from the window. It wasn't the original plan, but we're gonna try it.
Oh, so you're gonna have a curtain here too.
Yeah.
Don't like it, huh?
No, I hate it.
Why? Why do you
This
think
is not it. Playing with another idea. So this layout is proving to be the best with what we're working at. The pieces are just like larger than I guess I anticipated for, but it's okay. Okay, this is kind of I like that the crib is kind of creating a moment with the window, but it's not completely under a window. You know, like it's, and we've got some decor that we're gonna bring in that I think will further help to balance it all out. But it also gives enough space for the rocking chair not to feel like it's like cramped in the corner, you know, like it felt like in the first layout. So this is like really free now. We have a few design things. One in particular, because I did say, I was like, I do want to bring a moon in a very substantial sort of way. So I toyed around with the idea of painting one, you know, having one, but I was like, oh, I really want to bring a light in here, if not two lights. I'd love to do a chandelier. I'm still on the hunt for one that I like because I'll put in an inspiration picture of one that I really liked. And I've been looking, I definitely need, you know, more than one bulb to make it make sense because we do have electrical here. So I think I'm just gonna be like on the hunt for the perfect one, you know, that's long enough, that has enough chain that I can kind of swag to the perfect area. But I still wanted to bring another light in. And I found this. It's a moon that lights up. I bought it online. There were a couple of different companies that had the same exact light. They were all the same price. It was not a cheap one, but it lights up, which is really cool. So what I'm thinking is putting it off center. Well, now when the crib was in the center of the room, I was gonna put it in the center. But now I'm thinking that it looks best off center so that it's over the crib. And I think that looks like really, really good. There is a cord, you know, so we can just make sure that that's like not a choking hazard, not any kind of hazard. We can just like make sure that it's really attached to the wall. But how cool does that look? We'll also come back with everything in here in childproof. We'll put like 3M stickies, make sure that this is like, will never fall off the wall even if we have an earthquake. That will definitely be done. Brighter? And it gets like lighter. That's cool that it gets so, like, it's just like a night light. Like it's very soft. Look at that. So I found this ladder on Facebook Marketplace because one of the inspiration pictures had a ladder going to the moon. I really wanted to find, like, bring some old into the space that wasn't painted, so we didn't have any issues with like lead paint and stuff. I got it on Facebook Marketplace, but the only sad part is it's 8 foot tall, and even being in the house, it just feels too tall. It's more of like a garden ladder. So we are gonna cut it down so that it fits the space. It's gonna break my heart a little bit, but I want it in the nursery more than it's gonna break my heart. So it's okay. I want to keep the small side, yeah. So we're gonna cut the thicker side off.
68.
Okay, we slimmed the ladder down a little bit more. In one of the inspiration pictures, there were these fairy lights that were, it might have been coming off the ladder onto the floor. I was like, oh, that'd be so cute while he can't crawl or, you know, like, or reach down and grab anything off the floor. It would be kind of cute for the twinkly lights to come off the ladder. This is purely aesthetic at this point. It's most likely probably gonna get taken away so quickly, but they could be cute. I have these like copper wire twinkly lights. It'll just add like more little lighting. But again, we just don't want anything to be dangerous. Such a cool touch for now for me to enjoy. Such a hazard after the baby comes. But that's really cute. It just adds like twinkle. It'll be nice to like sit in here before the baby comes and stuff. So I want to do Roman shades in here because I think that that's going to look the cleanest and make most sense because we have this like sloped roof, and just having curtains that hang off at it. Roman shades I feel like are the way to go. So I've been looking around at all of the standard size Roman shades that you can buy that are already made. The side windows, I think I can find the width and I could just adjust the height or something of them, but the back windows are only 18 inches on the inside. It's not gonna happen. Like I have done I have exhausted the research on things that are already available. So the same company that we actually did the curtains down in our formal living room right when you walk in does Roman shades, but they take 4 to 5 weeks. And the more I thought about it, we could do something custom. It would have to go outside. The Roman shades would have to go outside the window because we don't have enough depth on the inside. You need like at least 2 inches on the inside, so it kind of has to have like a box around your window. Downstairs we did their Liz collection, and having these swatches from 2 pages have been so helpful because I'm able to see obviously the fabric in the space. We did this color, gray beige, so they'll look really nice and neutral as Roman shades in here. But doing the same fabric that we did downstairs will add such a cohesion throughout the entire house, even though this room is so specific to having a baby. And we'll do the cordless option, move up and down so there's no cords, so they're super safe for the baby. And I think it's gonna look really good. Another idea I was toying with was to kind of create a little sense of privacy from the guest bedroom to this part. We were at Target and I picked up these curtains that had the same color little trim on the sides, and they were just like white curtains, and I was toying with the idea I would either have to do them on the inside or the outside of the space. You'd kind of be like that and then like tied back like that. Is that weird?
It almost looks like it kind of looks like a play.
Oh, like a play.
Yeah.
It does.
You know?
like curtains on a play, like you're the
No,
audience.
that's exactly it. Honestly, it doesn't even look that bad. It looks kind of cool. It looks like it looks like I'm walking into a play.
But like the inside or the outside?
Not the outside.
Not the
because
outside.
that just blends in with the wall, the white wall here.
Right.
When you have it right here, you can kind of see this, the little stars.
It's kind of like inside. That's another idea. I mean, that I have, because I have an extra curtain rod from our apartment. Is it gonna reduce noise and stuff? No, but will it add like a sense of privacy? Maybe. These cute little moon, little tie back, curtain tie back things. I thought they would be cute. I'm a visual person. I can't decide. So we're gonna use painter's tape and I'm gonna put the curtain up here and do the whole thing so that I can actually see it. You can't visualize it in your head. You gotta like see it on the wall.
On both sides?
Yeah, it would be on both sides. And then you would be able to close them. Would we ever close them? Probably not. But does it add texture and something else?
You know what it'll do?
What?
It'll block the dresser a little bit.
It will. Okay. So since we changed around the design, the dresser that we already had that I wanted to try and make work is not gonna work. Like, it was way too big. It already was feeling too big, but we already had it. So now we have to go on a mission to find a smaller dresser to act as a changing table. Basically, I've looked at changing tables. I haven't always loved them, but it's essentially the same thing. It's like a short dresser. I have the perfect one in Texas. We would never be able to get it back.
What
But
color
huh?
What color is it?
Wood.
Yeah. Man, that would be cool, because that's wood there.
Yeah, we would bring in the wood. So now you're going to kind of see the corner or like the end of that cabinet. So by putting up the curtains, it does, like he's right, it does kind of eliminate that being an eyesore. I say yes. I say we do it. So I'm working on some finishing touches that I can do for now in the room. One of that being the plugs. And if you ever do this in your house where you've built out the wall a little bit, where you've now have like a thicker wall than you originally had, your outlets aren't really gonna line up very well. So at the hardware store, they sell these spacers, and they come in all different measurements depending on how thick you just made your wall extend out to. I just needed the 1/4 inch because that's how thick our beadboard was. So essentially this goes behind the outlet and you screw it all together, and then it's now flush with your wall again, and you can put a pretty plate on there. And I wanted to do a plate that was larger and more decorative that I could actually paint. So I painted the inside already the same color as the wall. It looks so much nicer. So I'm gonna finish this window. Now all this joint compound is dry. Sometimes things just need extra attention, you know, to make sure that they look really good. You guys enjoyed this almost final episode of our nursery. I definitely thought we were gonna have all of the pieces that we needed, but it just goes to show that spaces evolve and sometimes you just need to pivot. I'm sad that our original dresser didn't work, but it was pretty large and it was worth a shot. So we are gonna be on the mission for a couple of things while we wait for the curtains. So I will do another update video when the curtains get here in probably like 4 weeks or so. So we're gonna be on the hunt for the perfect little changing table. Of course, I want it specific, and I wanted a specific color, and I want it wood. So I'm gonna be on the hunt for that. Also still looking for a really pretty chandelier for in here. We have some sheets coming for the bed because I couldn't find anything in store that I liked, which is so crazy. I just feel like there aren't any stores like there used to be where you can just go and buy baby things besides Target. Like, what happened to like Bye Bye Baby? And I guess that was Bed Bath & Beyond. And even Toys R Us. Like, all of these places that I feel like used to exist when I was younger just don't anymore. I guess everybody just orders things online now. But I also have another DIY that I want to do in this space for just more of a decor item that we can make. And I have one more technique that I would like to try on the galaxy wall that I just found last night. It's basically using a damp rag and some white paint to make more of the Milky Way. I'm kind of nervous, so I need to sit with it for a little bit, but I do feel like it's missing that cloud-like look in the stars. Even though I think we did a good job creating the galaxies on our own, I think it would take it to the next level. So there are some things that we can definitely do. There's also one more thing that I'd like to bring into this space. Will be for the next video for sure, but you definitely get the look. You definitely get the vibe that I wanted to go with. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave everything that I added to this space in the description box below, just in case you saw anything that you really, really liked. And I will see you guys again in 2 Sundays for another video. We are gonna be starting our kitchen renovation very soon before the baby comes, so that's gonna be really exciting with a lot more contractor help. So I'm still designing, But we're gonna have some heavy lifting help, which is really, really great. I'll see you guys in 2 Sundays. Bye guys. Oh, you love it. Look at this. Are you gonna sit up here with the baby? Oh, I also think I wanna add like a little stool, maybe with a little lamp next to the chair. There's also an ottoman to this chair that I'm considering buying, you know, so that we can put our feet up in here. I don't know.
I'm stuck.
You're stuck. The grip.